Nostradamus Said. These 4 zodiac signs will be rich soon and most powerful. The stars incline us, they do not bind us. William Shakespeare. Welcome to The Journey of Wisdom, where ancient prophecies meet the modern world. Today we dive deep into Nostradamus's predictions, unveiling the cosmic forces at play in shaping wealth and power in 2024. According to his age-old prophecies, only a select few from the 12 zodiac signs are destined for unprecedented riches and influence in the coming year. But who are they? For centuries, Nostradamus has intrigued and mystified us with his foresight. His predictions have not only helped us envision the future, but also offered a roadmap for harnessing the hidden strengths within ourselves. In 2024, some of these signs will not just amass wealth, they will rise as symbols of resilience, ambition, and creativity, qualities that can inspire us all. But this isn't just about fortune. Understanding the zodiac's role in our financial path can unlock secrets to shaping our future with intention. By exploring Nostradamus's foresight, you will learn how to align your strategies with the universe and turn your goals into reality. Are you among those zodiac signs poised to thrive? Join me as we uncover who will claim wealth and power in the year ahead. Stay with us and let's unravel the mysteries together. If you're ready to discover your financial fate, leave a comment with the number 1. If you have thoughts or suggestions, drop a number 2 below. Your feedback fuels the journey and keeps these insights coming your way. Number 1. Leo. Leo has always been celebrated as the king or queen of the zodiac, with an undeniable aura of leadership. But according to Nostradamus, 2024 will be the year where Leos take their natural dominance to a new level, especially in terms of wealth. With their striking confidence and powerful charisma, Leos have a way of drawing people to them, almost as if the world itself bends to their will. Nostradamus's prediction speaks to something more profound than just natural charm. It's about Leo's ability to harness the social currents around them and turn even the most challenging circumstances into lucrative opportunities. In the coming year, what sets Leos apart is not just their confidence or pride, but their sharpened instinct for seizing these moments and transforming them into success. Leo thrives under pressure. Where others may shy away from obstacles, Leos meet them head-on with a sense of purpose, transforming challenges into stepping stones toward greatness. This ability to turn adversity into opportunity is rooted in their natural leadership abilities. Leos know how to plan with precision, execute with determination, and mobilize those around them to achieve their ambitions. Their strength lies not just in their personal drive, but in their ability to command attention and gather support. In 2024, these qualities will enable Leos to thrive in environments where networking and strategic alliances are essential. By cultivating relationships, they will unlock doors to significant financial opportunities. Moreover, Leos possess a magnetic charm that naturally draws people toward them, a trait that will be particularly potent in the coming year. This charm is more than just an appealing personality. It's a force that helps them gather the resources and support needed to reach new heights. This can be compared to Neil Armstrong, a Leo who pushed beyond the ordinary, becoming the first man to walk on the moon. Armstrong's journey, from earning his pilot's license at just 14 to his unforgettable words, "One small step for man, one giant leap for mankind," illustrates the essence of Leo energy, unbreakable determination, and the courage to break through barriers. As 2024 unfolds, Leos will embody this same spirit of boldness, and just like Armstrong, they will step into new territories of success, whether in business, leadership, or creative fields. According to Nostradamus, 2024 holds extraordinary financial rewards for Leos. Their natural leadership will extend beyond managing people to mastering investments, entrepreneurship, and high-stakes negotiations. They'll know how to seize the right moment, make the right connection, and capitalize on emerging trends in both finance and business. Leos don't just rely on luck. They create their own through strategy, vision, and the ability to inspire others. Whether they venture into management, the arts, or other creative sectors, the combination of their talents and the favorable cosmic influence of Jupiter will propel them to new heights of prosperity. Buddha once said, "The mind is everything. What you think, you become." For Leos, 2024 will be the year they think and act like royalty, turning their thoughts of success into reality. With Jupiter amplifying their influence, Leos can expect to see substantial growth in both their financial portfolio and social standing. Investments that might have seemed risky to others will bear fruit for Leo, as their intuition and charm guide them toward profitable ventures. This is a time not only for financial gain, but also for cementing their power and influence in all areas of life. In a world where connections and influence often dictate success, Leos will stand out as natural leaders, guiding others toward prosperity while reaping the rewards themselves. If you are a Leo, 2024 is not just a year for small victories. It's your time to explode onto the scene, claiming both wealth and authority. Remember the mantra, "I am the leading fire, attracting wealth and power." Because in 2024, you will not only shine, but ignite a path to extraordinary success, embodying both financial strength and unshakable leadership. Number 2, Scorpios. Scorpios, you are known for your deep emotional intensity, sharp intellect, and unwavering determination. These traits are about to pay off in a monumental way. According to Nostradamus, the year 2024 will be a year of immense power and wealth for you. The stars are aligning in your favor, and with your natural ability to persevere, you are set to dominate the financial world. Scorpios never settle for mediocrity. When you have a goal in mind, you pursue it relentlessly, and failure is not an option. This mindset is what sets you apart and will be your biggest asset in the coming year. Your resourcefulness, combined with your uncanny ability to read situations and people, gives you a strategic advantage that few can match. Have you noticed how effortlessly you can assess risks and opportunities? This is one of your superpowers. Scorpios, you are not just determined, you are strategic, and in 2024, that strategy will pay off in ways you've never imagined. Think of famous Scorpios like Bill Gates and Katy Perry, people who have reached the top, not just through talent, but through resilience, focus, and seizing opportunities at the right moment. Their success mirrors what is possible for you. But it's not just about becoming wealthy, it's about creating something that lasts. Scorpios don't just aim to make money, you aim to build legacies, something that will stand the test of time. And 2024 is your year to start solidifying that legacy. Does this resonate with you? Have you felt the urge to push yourself harder, to rise above challenges, to break through limits? This is your intuition telling you that the time is coming. Scorpios never back down, and your ability to rise above setbacks is exactly why you'll succeed in 2024. One of the reasons Scorpios will excel next year is the influence of Pluto, your ruling planet, which is known for transformation and rebirth. This cosmic influence will enhance your ability to take calculated risks, turning challenges into incredible opportunities. You've probably already noticed how you thrive in situations where others may feel overwhelmed or discouraged. This resilience is your secret weapon, allowing you to press forward when others might give up. The financial markets will see an influx of Scorpio energy in 2024, not just because of your determination, but also because of your sharp analytical skills. You don't just follow the crowd, you make your own path. Your ability to analyze and strategize will allow you to spot opportunities that others miss, enabling you to capitalize on them in ways that can bring substantial wealth. Have you ever wondered why you can see through superficiality and focus on what really matters? This insight will serve you well in the coming year, allowing you to make decisions that will lead to both financial gain and personal fulfillment. But remember, Scorpios, wealth is not just about money, it's about power, influence, and leaving a lasting impact. You're not just chasing numbers in a bank account, you're building something meaningful, something that will endure long after the initial success. As the Dalai Lama teaches, the purpose of our lives is to be happy. For Scorpios, happiness comes not just from personal achievements, but from knowing that you have left a positive mark on the world. How will you use your power and wealth in 2024 to create something meaningful? If you're a Scorpio, 2024 is calling you to rise to your full potential. The financial and personal success that awaits you is within reach, but it requires action. Are you ready to seize it? Are you prepared to take the risks necessary to turn your dreams into reality? Leave a comment with the word Scorpio and say aloud, "I am a symbol of determination, attracting power and finance." Let this mantra guide you as you step into a year of unprecedented success. The future is yours, but only if you're bold enough to claim it. Will you rise to the challenge? The time to act is now. 2024 is your year to shine. Number 3. Aries. Aries, the sign of boundless energy and boldness, is gearing up for an extraordinary financial breakthrough in 2024. If you belong to this dynamic zodiac sign, the stars are aligning for you to take charge like never before. Nostradamus himself predicted that Aries would be among the most prosperous and powerful signs in 2024. You are not one to sit back and wait for opportunities to come to you. Instead, you create your own path. With your fearless attitude, you will face risks head-on, turning challenges into golden opportunities. In 2024, you will be a pioneer not just in life but in finance, leading the way with your unstoppable spirit. Your strength lies in your courage to explore new areas that others may hesitate to venture into. This daring quality has brought you success in the past, and it will do so again in the future. Whether it's innovative technology, real estate, or venture capital, Aries is never afraid to dive into unfamiliar waters if they see the potential for growth. You don't just see possibilities where others see problems. You actively seize these opportunities, driven by your fierce determination to achieve greatness. This bold mindset will be your most valuable asset as you navigate the financial landscape in 2024. Think of the story of the Buddha and the brave disciple who once faced a great storm while on a pilgrimage. Many warned him not to proceed, fearing the dangers ahead, but the disciple, like Aries, wasn't afraid. With a calm yet determined heart, he pressed on, trusting in his inner strength and wisdom. The storm, intense at first, eventually cleared, revealing a beautiful path that led him to a place of peace and prosperity. Like this disciple, Aries will find that even the most daunting challenges can lead to incredible rewards if approached with courage and confidence. Your pioneering spirit will guide you to success. You will make decisions that others might shy away from, but these bold moves are exactly what will set you apart. Every risk you take has the potential to lead to significant rewards, and in 2024, the financial universe will reward your efforts. You won't just be part of the game, you will dominate it. The financial field is wide open for you to conquer, and your ability to navigate new markets and make innovative investments will place you at the forefront of success. But what does it truly mean to be a pioneer? Are you willing to embrace the unknown and take bold steps forward, even when the path seems uncertain? Much like the Buddha taught, sometimes the greatest growth comes from stepping into discomfort and embracing the lessons that arise from the challenges. As an Aries, you are uniquely equipped to do just that. Your resilience, combined with your vision for the future, will help you break barriers and set new standards in your personal and professional life. In 2024, you will not only achieve financial success, but you will also establish your power in strategic business areas. You will find yourself exploring opportunities in areas like venture capital, real estate, and innovative technology, where the potential for profit is high, but so is the risk. Yet it is your daring nature that will make you a leader in these industries. Your ability to look beyond the surface and recognize hidden potential will allow you to thrive where others may falter. The question you must ask yourself is, are you ready to embrace this journey? Are you ready to take bold steps toward your financial success and personal growth? 2024 is your year to shine, to lead, and to become a beacon of success for others to follow. Like the disciple who braved the storm, you too will find that your courage and persistence will lead you to a place of prosperity. As you move forward, remember that every challenge you face is an opportunity in disguise. Stay true to your pioneering spirit and trust in your ability to conquer whatever comes your way. In 2024, you will not just survive, you will thrive. Now take a deep breath and ask yourself, are you ready to seize the opportunities that await? If you are an Aries, comment Aries with the mantra, I am a pioneer, attracting wealth through fighting spirit and daring. 2024 is the year where your daring nature will bring great success. Let this be your moment of financial and personal triumph. Number 4. Taurus. Taurus is one of the zodiac signs known for its unshakable perseverance, practicality, and unwavering focus on long-term goals. People born under Taurus are like the mountain that doesn't bend to the storm, making them incredibly skilled at slowly but steadily building wealth. Their nature is to avoid impulsive decisions, especially in financial matters, preferring stability and careful planning. This calculated approach makes them ideal asset accumulators, a trait that will particularly shine in 2024. Nostradamus himself predicted that Taurus will become one of the wealthiest zodiac signs this year, a reward for their dedication to sustainable strategies and their focus on long-term gains. Just like the wise saying by the Buddha, a jug fills drop by drop, Taurus understands that financial prosperity is not achieved overnight, but through consistent effort and patience. Taurus is known for their strategic thinking and cautious approach. They do not rush into things, and this meticulous mindset allows them to weigh risks carefully before making decisions. Their ability to predict and plan for the future has helped them navigate even the most turbulent of financial times. In 2024, this patience and persistence will pay off as their well-laid plans come to fruition. The Taurus way is not to be tempted by flashy opportunities or promises of quick wealth. They know that true success comes from planting seeds and allowing time for those seeds to grow into a bountiful harvest. Just as the Taoist saying goes, nature does not hurry, yet everything is accomplished. Taurus's steady nature will see them through to tremendous financial success. In today's fast-paced world, where many are swayed by instant gratification, Taurus remains grounded. They are not easily influenced by trends or short-term market shifts. Instead, they keep their focus on long-term stability and core values. As we move into 2024, this mindset will set them apart, allowing them to seize the right opportunities without being distracted by fleeting financial gains. Their ability to accurately assess risks and make wise strategic decisions will be key to maximizing their success this year. "The future depends on what you do today," Mahatma Gandhi once said, and Taurus exemplifies this truth by consistently making wise choices that build a strong financial future. Their determination and focus on slow, steady growth mean that they are prepared to capitalize on what the new year has to offer. For those born under Taurus, 2024 is your time to shine. This year will bring substantial rewards for the patient efforts and smart investments you have been making all along. Financial success and stability will be within your grasp. But remember, as the Dalai Lama said, a disciplined mind leads to happiness, and an undisciplined mind leads to suffering. Maintain your focus, avoid distractions, and continue to make decisions that reflect your values. Your journey to financial power is not just about accumulating wealth, but about creating a lasting legacy. By staying true to your nature and principles, you will not only achieve great financial success, but also secure a future of stability and prosperity. In the grand scheme, this isn't just about Taurus alone. Nostradamus predicted that 2024 would be a significant year for several zodiac signs, including Leo, Scorpio, and Aries. Leo will dominate with their natural leadership and confidence. Scorpio will push through financial challenges with relentless determination, and Aries will approach every opportunity with boldness and unyielding courage. For Taurus, this year is about reaping the rewards of their past investments and proving that slow and steady wins the race. As you move forward into 2024, embrace the abundance heading your way, but do not forget the importance of gratitude. Gratitude is not only the greatest of virtues, but the parent of all others, said Cicero, reminding us that by appreciating what we have, we attract even more blessings into our lives. So, if you're a Taurus, remember that this year is your opportunity to take control of your financial destiny. Reflect on all that you are grateful for today, for in doing so, you will create a flow of positive energy that welcomes even more prosperity into your life. Wealth is not just about material success, but about building a life of purpose, peace, and stability. Keep working steadily towards your goals, and 2024 will be your year of triumph. Thank you for joining us in today's video. Before we dive into the next part, I want to take a moment to express my appreciation for having you here. It's wonderful to be a part of this growing community with you. Feel free to share your thoughts or personal experiences about the video, or if you're not sure what to say, just leave a comment saying, "I am ready for abundance" if you're new, or "I am embracing my power" if you've been with us for a while. Your participation not only helps us grow, but also keeps us inspired to bring you more exciting content. Let's continue this journey towards success and power together, shall we? Wealth through wisdom, applying Buddhist teachings to achieve true prosperity. In our modern world, where success is often equated with material wealth and status, it's easy to lose sight of what truly brings happiness and fulfillment. We are conditioned to believe that prosperity is measured by the size of our bank accounts, the number of possessions we own, or the accolades we accumulate. Yet, despite our best efforts to gather more, many of us still feel a lingering emptiness inside, constantly chasing after the next achievement or possession in hopes that it will finally make us whole. But what if true prosperity isn't something we can buy or hold? What if, instead, it is found within us, in the wisdom we cultivate, the peace we create, and the compassion we share? Buddhist teachings offer a profound shift in perspective, one that challenges our assumptions about wealth and success, and encourages us to seek balance between the material and the spiritual. Through timeless lessons on impermanence, mindfulness, and generosity, we learn that true prosperity comes not from accumulating more, but from living with wisdom, kindness, and inner contentment. The Buddha's teachings guide us on a path where financial well-being and spiritual wealth coexist, helping us redefine success in a way that nurtures both our outer lives and our inner peace. 1. The impermanence of material wealth. Wealth, in its material form, is like the ebb and flow of the tides, always in motion, never truly staying in one place. One of the core teachings of Buddhism is the concept of impermanence, known as anicca. This principle applies not only to life and time, but also to material wealth. In the modern world, we often measure success by what we accumulate: money, property, and possessions, but such attachments are ultimately fleeting. As the Buddha once said, all conditioned things are impermanent. When one sees this with wisdom, one turns away from suffering. Wealth is a conditioned thing. It comes and goes, just as the seasons shift. Yet many of us cling tightly to it, believing that its permanence will bring security or happiness. However, the more we grasp, the more we open ourselves to disappointment, as wealth can disappear as easily as it arrives. Think of the countless stories of those who amassed fortunes only to lose them due to unforeseen circumstances, a stock market crash, a natural disaster, or even personal mismanagement. The pain that follows isn't from the loss itself, but from the attachment and expectation that wealth would always be there. Understanding the impermanence of material wealth allows us to view prosperity through a different lens, one not bound by dollars and assets, but by inner peace and wisdom. A wise person understands that money is a tool, not the destination. When we live with the knowledge that wealth is transient, we become less anxious about holding on to it and more focused on how we can use it meaningfully while it is in our lives. This perspective leads to what the Buddha referred to as the middle path, a way of living that avoids extremes. Neither extreme greed nor extreme renunciation brings lasting happiness. Instead, balance does. In today's world, where consumerism is rampant and the pressure to succeed financially is immense, it's easy to lose sight of this balance. But wisdom, true wisdom, guides us to see that wealth is only a means to an end, not the end itself. Consider this. When you spend your life accumulating more and more, what do you truly gain? If you are constantly worrying about losing what you have, or if you're always striving for the next level of wealth, how can you ever find peace? The great Zen master Thich Nhat Hanh once said, "The present moment is the only moment available to us, and it is the door to all moments." When we are preoccupied with acquiring and holding on to wealth, we are not fully present. We are projecting our happiness into some future where we believe we'll finally have enough, and that's when life will be fulfilling. But that moment never comes, because the nature of wealth is to be impermanent and ever-changing. Thus, we must cultivate a mindset where wealth, when it comes, is appreciated but not clung to. And when it leaves, we let go gracefully, understanding that its departure is as natural as its arrival. Wealth should be viewed as an opportunity, a chance to do good, to help others, and to live comfortably without losing ourselves in the process. The Dalai Lama once noted, "Happiness is not something ready-made. It comes from your own actions." This rings true when we consider how to use our resources wisely. Instead of focusing solely on accumulation, we should think about how our wealth can create value beyond ourselves, whether through supporting our families, contributing to society, or pursuing endeavors that bring deeper meaning to our lives. Ultimately, the impermanence of wealth teaches us not to fear its loss, but to respect its presence as a temporary visitor in our lives. By internalizing this truth, we can live more freely, with less anxiety and more purpose. We can learn to navigate the complexities of modern financial success without becoming slaves to it. In doing so, we unlock the path to true prosperity, not one measured by material riches, but by a life lived with wisdom, compassion, and awareness of what truly matters. 2. True wealth comes from wisdom. When we talk about wealth, we often think about money, possessions, or social status. But according to the Buddha's teachings, true wealth isn't measured by these external things. Instead, real prosperity comes from wisdom, and it's wisdom that allows us to live a truly fulfilling and meaningful life. The Buddha said, "Wisdom is better than wealth, for wealth must be protected, while wisdom protects its possessor." This highlights how fleeting material wealth can be. It needs constant guarding, constant worry. Money and possessions can bring temporary comfort, but they can also trap us in cycles of desire, attachment, and fear of loss. Wisdom, on the other hand, enriches us in a much deeper way. It helps us navigate life with clarity, make decisions rooted in compassion and mindfulness, and frees us from the constant pursuit of more. When we develop wisdom, we realize that true happiness isn't dependent on external things. It comes from a deep sense of peace and understanding within ourselves. Have you ever asked yourself, what is it that truly makes you feel rich in life? Is it the money in your bank account, or the relationships, the peace of mind, and the joy you experience in the present moment? Wisdom allows us to answer these questions by guiding us to look beyond the superficial. The Buddha taught that clinging to wealth or seeking happiness through material means is like trying to quench thirst with salt water. No matter how much we drink, we remain thirsty. It's the same with money. We can keep chasing more, but the satisfaction it brings is often short-lived, and the desire for more persists. So, what does wisdom look like in our everyday lives? It's about understanding the impermanent nature of all things. Money comes and goes, as do possessions and status. Wisdom teaches us to appreciate what we have without being attached to it. It encourages us to live with gratitude, contentment, and generosity. When we are wise, we see that real wealth comes from cultivating qualities like kindness, compassion, and mindfulness. These qualities enrich our lives and the lives of those around us far more than any amount of money ever could. But how do we begin to develop this kind of wisdom? It starts with mindfulness, being fully present in each moment, aware of our thoughts, emotions, and actions. Through mindfulness, we can observe how easily we get caught up in the chase for wealth, how money can sometimes cause stress, conflict, or even suffering. Wisdom also teaches us to reflect on the impact of our actions. Are we using our wealth to contribute to the well-being of others, or are we caught in the trap of accumulating for the sake of status or security? The practice of generosity, known as dana, is a core teaching in Buddhism. It's not about giving away all your money, but about cultivating a mindset of abundance and sharing what you have with others. When we give selflessly, we experience a deeper sense of fulfillment and connection, which is a form of wealth far greater than any material possession. Take a moment and reflect. How would your life change if you shifted your focus from acquiring more to simply appreciating and sharing what you already have? What steps could you take today to cultivate wisdom in your own life and experience true prosperity? Wisdom shows us that wealth isn't about how much we have, but about how deeply we understand life and how we use that understanding to live with kindness, compassion, and mindfulness. When we live with this kind of wisdom, we find that true wealth is already within us, waiting to be discovered. 3. Developing spiritual wealth. Developing spiritual wealth is a concept deeply embedded in Buddhist teachings, and it offers profound guidance for anyone seeking true prosperity in life. While material wealth is often seen as the ultimate goal in today's society, Buddhism teaches us that cultivating spiritual wealth is essential for a fulfilling life, one that transcends the temporary satisfaction of external possessions. Spiritual wealth arises from nurturing the mind, and one of the most powerful tools for doing so is meditation. Through consistent meditation practice, we learn to calm the mind, quiet the distractions of the external world, and connect with our inner selves. It is in this stillness that we discover true peace, a peace that isn't dependent on money, status, or possessions, but comes from within. As the Buddha wisely said, peace comes from within. Do not seek it without. This quote reminds us that spiritual wealth is an internal journey, not something we can buy or achieve through external means. However, spiritual wealth doesn't end with inner peace. Buddhism also emphasizes the cultivation of compassion, which is another key pillar of spiritual wealth. Compassion allows us to connect with others on a deep level, seeing their struggles and joys as intertwined with our own. By developing compassion, we expand our perspective beyond ourselves, realizing that true prosperity is found in the love and kindness we extend to others. This compassion, in turn, creates a ripple effect, fostering a sense of community and connection that enhances our lives in immeasurable ways. The Dalai Lama beautifully encapsulated this idea when he said, "Love and compassion are necessities, not luxuries. Without them, humanity cannot survive." In the pursuit of spiritual wealth, we come to understand that our relationships, our ability to give and receive love, are far more valuable than any material possession. In today's fast-paced world, where success is often measured by what we own or the power we hold, the Buddhist teaching of spiritual wealth challenges us to redefine prosperity. It invites us to look beyond the surface, to question the societal narrative that equates wealth with happiness, and to recognize that the most enduring form of wealth is the wisdom we cultivate within ourselves. Wisdom, in Buddhism, is not merely knowledge. It is a deep understanding of the nature of reality, of the impermanence of things, and of the interconnectedness of all beings. This wisdom leads us to live with greater mindfulness, making choices that reflect our values rather than being driven by external pressures or desires. As we embrace spiritual wealth, we find that our sense of contentment grows, not because we have more, but because we need less. Inner peace, compassion, and wisdom provide a foundation that is unshakable, regardless of life's ups and downs. In fact, spiritual wealth equips us to handle challenges with grace, offering a steady anchor when external circumstances change. In modern life, where stress, anxiety, and dissatisfaction are so prevalent, this inner foundation becomes even more crucial. When we prioritize spiritual wealth, we are not giving up on material success, but rather creating a balance that ensures our material pursuits do not come at the cost of our inner well-being. As Lao Tzu said, "He who knows that enough is enough will always have enough." This speaks to the profound realization that true abundance comes not from accumulation, but from recognizing the sufficiency in what we already have. Ultimately, developing spiritual wealth is about building a life rooted in values that nourish our soul, values that stand the test of time. While external wealth can certainly bring comfort and convenience, it is spiritual wealth, peace, wisdom, and love that brings lasting joy and fulfillment. It allows us to move through life with a sense of purpose and clarity, unaffected by the temporary highs and lows of the material world. So, as you navigate your journey towards prosperity, remember that the richest people are not those with the most money, but those who have cultivated the greatest inner wealth. In the words of the Buddha, health is the greatest gift, contentment the greatest wealth, faithfulness the best relationship. Let these words guide you as you build a wealth that truly matters, a wealth that no one can take away from you. If you've watched this far, you're already taking steps toward true prosperity through the wisdom of Buddhist teachings. Comment below with wisdom wealth to affirm your commitment to a life of meaningful abundance. Stay with us. There's so much more to uncover about achieving lasting success and fulfillment. Watch until the end to discover how wisdom can lead you to true wealth. 4. Karma in financial matters. The concept of karma in financial matters is a powerful reminder of how our actions shape not only our spiritual well-being, but also our material prosperity. Karma is not just a mystical force, it is a reflection of cause and effect. When we act with integrity, work hard, and share our wealth generously with others, we are planting seeds that will grow into abundance. It's important to understand that true prosperity is not just about accumulating wealth for ourselves. In fact, Buddhism teaches us that when wealth is hoarded or used selfishly, it leads to suffering, both for ourselves and for others. But when wealth is seen as a tool for good, a resource to be shared, it creates a cycle of positivity, compassion, and joy that extends far beyond our individual lives. Let's think about the story of the Buddha's wealthy follower, Anathapindika, who was known for his incredible generosity. He used his vast fortune to support the Buddha's teachings and to help the poor, the sick, and the needy. He never hesitated to share what he had because he understood that his wealth was not his to keep, but rather something to be used for the benefit of others. Even though he was incredibly wealthy, Anathapindika lived simply, always putting others' needs above his own. As a result, his acts of kindness and generosity created an immense amount of positive karma. His life is a testament to how wealth, when used wisely and selflessly, can bring true joy and fulfillment, not just to oneself, but to the whole community. This brings us to the essence of karmic financial prosperity. If we live with honesty in our business dealings, if we treat our employees and colleagues with respect, if we work diligently and fairly, and if we give back to our communities, we will not only experience material wealth, but also emotional and spiritual richness. Karma teaches us that what we put out into the world will come back to us. So if our actions are rooted in greed, dishonesty, or selfishness, the consequences will reflect that. However, if we cultivate virtues like generosity, ethical conduct, and mindfulness, we create the conditions for true prosperity, not just in this life, but in future ones as well. Ask yourself, how do you use your wealth or resources? Are you holding on tightly out of fear or desire for more, or are you willing to share what you have with those in need? Reflect on the moments when you've been generous. How did it make you feel? Did it bring you a sense of peace and joy? Karma is not just a distant concept, but something we can experience daily through the choices we make. Every time we act with kindness, every time we choose to give instead of taking, we are creating positive energy that will return to us in some form. In the end, the lesson is clear. Wealth gained through ethical means and used for the benefit of others leads to a deeper, more meaningful kind of prosperity. The Buddhist path teaches that by practicing generosity, integrity and compassion in financial matters, we are not just building wealth for ourselves, we are contributing to the well-being of the world around us. By aligning our financial actions with the law of karma, we create a life of abundance, not just in material terms, but in terms of happiness, peace, and fulfillment. So the next time you think about your financial situation, consider this. What kind of seeds are you planting with your actions today? And what kind of harvest will they bring you tomorrow? Remember, true prosperity is about much more than what we have. It's about what we give and how we live. 5. Mindfulness in financial management. Mindfulness is a powerful tool that can transform not only our inner world, but also how we manage our external resources, particularly when it comes to financial management. In the modern world, it's easy to get swept away by the constant pressure to acquire more wealth, more possessions, more status, often leading to reckless spending or poorly thought-out investments. Buddhism teaches us to cultivate mindfulness, not just on the meditation cushion, but in every aspect of life, including how we handle our money. Being mindful in financial management means being fully aware of our financial choices, pausing to consider the long-term consequences before acting on impulse. As Thich Nhat Hanh said, mindfulness is the miracle by which we master and restore ourselves, and this wisdom can be applied directly to how we manage our wealth. By embracing mindfulness, we become more thoughtful and deliberate in our spending and investing, making decisions that align with our values and long-term goals, rather than being swayed by fleeting desires or societal pressures. When we apply mindfulness to financial decisions, we develop a greater sense of clarity about our actual needs versus wants, helping us distinguish between what truly adds value to our lives and what is merely superficial. It encourages us to ask ourselves important questions. Does this purchase bring lasting fulfillment, or is it a momentary indulgence? Is this investment supporting my future well-being, or is it driven by greed or fear? As the Buddha taught, it is not what we have but what we enjoy that constitutes our abundance. This quote serves as a reminder that true wealth is not simply about accumulating money or possessions, but about cultivating a state of contentment and sufficiency. Mindful financial management allows us to create a more sustainable and responsible approach to our resources, one that nurtures both our material needs and our inner peace. In today's fast-paced, consumer-driven society, we are often bombarded with advertisements and social pressures that tempt us to spend beyond our means or chase after risky investments in the hope of quick profits. Mindfulness teaches us to slow down, observe these temptations without getting caught up in them, and make decisions from a place of wisdom rather than impulse. This practice can help us avoid unnecessary debt, overspending, and the stress that comes with living beyond our means. The great philosopher Lao Tzu once said, "He who knows that enough is enough will always have enough." By recognizing the importance of moderation and sufficiency, we cultivate a sense of financial stability that is not dependent on external factors, but grounded in mindful awareness of our true needs. Another important aspect of mindfulness in financial management is the awareness of how our financial actions impact others. In Buddhism, the principle of interconnectedness reminds us that our choices affect not only ourselves, but also the wider community and environment. Mindful financial management therefore involves considering the ethical implications of our spending and investments. Are we supporting companies that align with our values, or are we contributing to harm through exploitation or environmental degradation? As the Dalai Lama wisely said, our prime purpose in this life is to help others, and if you can't help them, At least, don't harm them. By being mindful of where we allocate our money, we can contribute to a more just and compassionate world, while also securing our own financial well-being. Incorporating mindfulness into financial management also helps us embrace uncertainty with greater equanimity. The world of finance is often volatile, with markets fluctuating and economies changing unpredictably. Mindfulness teaches us to remain calm and centered amidst uncertainty, allowing us to make more rational and balanced decisions. Instead of reacting with fear or greed, we learn to take a step back, assess the situation mindfully, and choose actions that are in alignment with our long-term financial goals and values. This approach can lead to more stable and sustainable financial growth, as we are no longer driven by emotional extremes, but by clear, thoughtful consideration. In conclusion, mindfulness in financial management is not just about being frugal or cautious. It is about fostering a deep awareness of our financial behaviors, aligning them with our values, and making decisions that promote long-term well-being for ourselves and others. By practicing mindfulness in our financial lives, we can achieve a sense of true prosperity, one that is not just measured by the size of our bank account, but by the peace, contentment, and stability we cultivate along the way. Wealth, in this sense, becomes not just an external measure of success, but a reflection of inner wisdom and mindful living. 6. Letting go of attachment to wealth. Letting go of attachment to wealth is one of the most powerful lessons Buddhism offers when it comes to true prosperity. Often we get trapped in the idea that wealth equates to happiness, that the more we have, the more secure and fulfilled our lives will be. But have you ever paused to reflect on this pursuit? Is there really peace in constantly chasing material wealth, or does it leave us more anxious and restless? In fact, the desire to cling to material possessions and wealth brings with it a burden, the fear of losing what we've accumulated. This fear becomes a shadow, following us everywhere, and keeps us from fully experiencing the joy of living. When we attach ourselves to wealth, we may not realize it, but we are trading our peace of mind for a false sense of security. This is where the Buddhist principle of non-attachment comes into play. In Buddhist teachings, it is said that everything in life is impermanent, wealth included. By understanding and accepting the impermanence of material things, we can begin to shift our focus from external riches to the internal richness of personal growth, compassion, and wisdom. But letting go doesn't mean you have to give away all your possessions or stop earning money. Rather, it is about changing your relationship with wealth. When we are no longer bound by the desire to protect and hoard material goods, we open ourselves to a deeper sense of freedom. Without this attachment, we start to use wealth wisely, whether it's helping others, supporting loved ones, or investing in causes that matter to us. The key is balance. It's not about rejecting wealth, but understanding that it should serve us, not enslave us. Consider the story of a monk and a wealthy man. One day, a rich man came to a monk, boasting about his vast wealth and luxurious possessions. The monk simply smiled and asked the man, "Are you happy?" The man paused and thought for a moment before admitting, "Not really. I'm constantly worried about my business, about losing my money, and whether people like me for who I am or for what I have." The monk then told the man, "True wealth is not measured by what you own, but by what you can let go of. If you are attached to your wealth, it will become a prison. But if you can release your hold on it, you will find freedom and peace." This story shows us that the richest person is not the one with the most possessions, but the one with the least attachment. When you detach from the constant need for more, you create space in your life for something far more valuable, peace of mind and personal growth. The freedom that comes from letting go of attachment allows you to see wealth for what it truly is, a tool, not a goal. And in doing so, you learn to use wealth with wisdom, making choices that nurture your spirit rather than feeding your ego. Ask yourself, what would your life look like if you were no longer consumed by the desire to accumulate more and more? What if you could find contentment in simply having enough? By practicing detachment, you stop measuring your self-worth by the size of your bank account. You begin to recognize that real prosperity comes from living a life of balance, kindness, and generosity. When we view wealth this way, it becomes clear that prosperity is about much more than material success. It's about cultivating a heart that is open and a mind that is free from the constant craving for more. True wealth comes from a mind at peace, a heart full of compassion, and the wisdom to know what truly matters in life. In letting go of the attachment to wealth, you discover that the greatest treasures are the ones you can't lose: your integrity, your compassion, and your wisdom. These are the kinds of wealth that bring lasting happiness. The lesson here is simple yet profound. It's not wealth itself that brings suffering, but our attachment to it. Free yourself from that attachment, and you open the door to a more fulfilling and meaningful life. In this way, the Buddha's teachings guide us to redefine prosperity, helping us see that true wealth is not in what we have, but in who we are and how we live. So, the next time you find yourself worrying about your financial situation, pause and ask yourself, am I clinging too tightly? Is this attachment costing me my peace of mind? The answer to these questions will lead you to the path of wisdom, where you can use wealth as a tool for good, not as a source of suffering. If you're still here, you're ready to unlock the key to prosperity rooted in wisdom and compassion. Type "Path to Prosperity" in the comments to show your commitment to living a life of both inner peace and outer success. Keep watching. The final lessons can guide you toward a more prosperous and fulfilling future. 7. Balancing material and spiritual wealth. Balancing material wealth with spiritual growth is one of the most profound teachings in the path to true prosperity, and it's something that can transform the way you approach not only your finances, but also your life. Imagine for a moment the life of someone who focuses entirely on material wealth. Day in and day out, they chase money, build businesses, invest, and seek every opportunity to increase their financial gain. But at the end of the day, after they've acquired all the wealth they could have ever imagined, something feels missing. They sit in their large homes, drive luxury cars, and wear the finest clothes, yet a sense of emptiness lingers inside them. Why? Because material wealth, no matter how abundant, cannot fill the deeper spiritual need for meaning, connection, and inner peace. Now think about your own life for a moment. How do you balance your pursuit of material wealth with your spiritual well-being? Have you ever felt like you're working tirelessly to achieve financial success, but feel increasingly disconnected from the things that truly matter: your inner peace, your relationships, your sense of purpose? What the Buddha taught us, and what continues to ring true today, is that prosperity must be holistic. It's not just about how much money you make, but about how you cultivate the soul, how you nurture your mind, how you contribute to the happiness and well-being of others. True prosperity is not measured in dollars or possessions, but in how aligned you are with your deepest values and how fulfilled you feel in your heart. Let's take a step back and ask ourselves a question: what is prosperity? When we hear the word, many of us think about financial abundance, about having enough money to live comfortably, to afford the things we want, to provide security for ourselves and our families. And there's nothing wrong with that. Money is an important tool. It allows us to meet our basic needs, to support those we love, and to contribute to causes that matter to us. But is that all prosperity is? The Buddha teaches that there are two kinds of wealth: material wealth and spiritual wealth. Material wealth includes money, possessions, and physical comfort. Spiritual wealth, on the other hand, is about inner peace, wisdom, compassion, and a deep connection with the world around us. When we focus too much on one and neglect the other, we create imbalance, and that's where suffering comes in. You might be wondering, how do we achieve this balance? How do we cultivate both material and spiritual wealth in a way that brings us happiness and fulfillment? The first step is mindfulness. Mindfulness is about being fully present in every moment, aware of our thoughts, feelings, and actions. It's about taking a step back from the busyness of life to ask ourselves, why am I doing what I'm doing? What are my true priorities? How much of my energy is going toward making money? And how much is going toward growing spiritually, toward becoming a kinder, more compassionate, more peaceful person? The Buddha once said, "Do not dwell in the past, do not dream of the future, concentrate the mind on the present moment." This advice is key when it comes to balancing material and spiritual wealth, because it reminds us to focus on what truly matters right now, not just in the external world, but also in the inner world of our minds and hearts. When we cultivate mindfulness, we start to see that money, while useful, is not the ultimate goal. We begin to understand that true prosperity comes from living in alignment with our values, from finding joy in simple things, and from serving others with a compassionate heart. This doesn't mean we should reject material wealth or live in poverty. Instead, it means that we use wealth as a tool for good, as a means to support our spiritual growth and the well-being of others. As the Buddha said, thousands of candles can be lit from a single candle, and the life of the candle will not be shortened. Happiness never decreases by being shared. When we share our material wealth, when we use it to uplift others, we create a cycle of prosperity that benefits everyone. So how can we apply these teachings in our daily lives? One way is through generosity. The act of giving is one of the most powerful ways to cultivate both material and spiritual wealth. When we give, we not only help others, but we also open our hearts and minds to the deeper truths of life. We begin to see that happiness doesn't come from hoarding wealth, but from sharing it. Whether it's giving money to charity, offering your time to help a friend, or simply showing kindness to a stranger, generosity connects us to the larger web of life and reminds us that we are all in this together. The Buddha said, "The gift of truth excels all gifts." In this sense, the truth we give to others through our generosity is the truth of interconnectedness, the understanding that we are all part of the same human family, and that by lifting others up, we lift ourselves up as well. But generosity alone is not enough. We must also cultivate wisdom. Wisdom is what allows us to see clearly the nature of reality, to understand that material wealth is fleeting, and that true prosperity lies in the cultivation of our inner lives. The Buddha often spoke of the impermanence of all things, including wealth. He said, "All conditioned things are impermanent. When one sees this with wisdom, one turns away from suffering." This doesn't mean we should stop striving for success, but it does mean that we should hold our success lightly, understanding that it is not the source of our happiness. Wisdom teaches us to use our material wealth in ways that promote spiritual growth, both for ourselves and for others. It helps us to see that the pursuit of wealth, when done mindfully and ethically, can be a path to deeper fulfillment and peace. So I ask you, what steps are you taking to balance your material and spiritual wealth? How are you using your financial resources to support your own growth and the well-being of others. Are you finding ways to give, to share, to contribute to the happiness of those around you? Remember, the goal is not to reject material wealth, but to integrate it into a larger vision of prosperity, one that includes compassion, generosity, and wisdom. The Buddha's teachings offer a powerful reminder that true wealth is not about how much you have, but about how you live, how you love, and how you contribute to the world. When we live with this awareness, we can achieve a prosperity that is not only material, but also spiritual, a prosperity that brings us happiness, fulfillment, and peace. Let's take this message to heart as we move forward in our lives. May we all strive to find the balance between material success and spiritual growth. May we remember that true prosperity is not something we can measure in dollars or possessions, but something that lives within us, in our hearts, in our minds, and in our actions. And may we use our wealth, both material and spiritual, to bring joy, peace, and harmony to ourselves and to those around us. 8. Contentment as the foundation of true prosperity. At the heart of Buddhist teachings lies the profound understanding that contentment is the key to true prosperity. In a world driven by constant desire, ambition, and the relentless pursuit of more, the Buddha's message is simple yet revolutionary. Contentment is the greatest wealth. This teaching is especially relevant in modern life, where we are often led to believe that happiness and success are found in accumulating wealth, status, or possessions. However, the more we chase after these things, the more elusive true happiness becomes. In Buddhist philosophy, contentment is known as santuti, a state of being satisfied with what we have and where we are in life. The Buddha taught, contentment is the greatest of riches. This doesn't mean that we should stop striving for improvement or give up on our goals, but rather that we must cultivate an attitude of gratitude and satisfaction in the present moment. When we are content, we free ourselves from the endless cycle of craving and dissatisfaction that often leads to suffering. True prosperity arises not from having everything we want, but from wanting what we have. This shift in perspective allows us to find joy in the simple things, our relationships, our health, our daily experiences. It is easy to get caught in the trap of always wanting more, thinking that the next achievement, purchase, or promotion will finally bring us happiness. But Buddhism teaches that this kind of attachment to external circumstances only creates more desire, leading to a never-ending chase for something that can never fully satisfy us. Consider how much of our time and energy is spent worrying about what we don't have, or comparing ourselves to others who seem to have more. This mindset keeps us trapped in a cycle of envy and restlessness. However, when we practice contentment, we begin to appreciate the abundance already present in our lives. We learn to focus on the blessings we often take for granted, such as the love of family and friends, the beauty of nature, or even the simple pleasure of a peaceful mind. One of the most powerful ways to cultivate contentment is through mindfulness. By being fully present and aware of the current moment, we can observe our thoughts and desires without becoming attached to them. Mindfulness helps us recognize when we are falling into patterns of dissatisfaction and gently guides us back to the present, where we can find peace in what is, rather than constantly wishing for what could be. The Buddha often encouraged his followers to develop a deep sense of contentment, reminding them that peace and happiness do not depend on external wealth, but on inner stability and acceptance. Contentment does not mean complacency or stagnation. It is not about abandoning all efforts to improve our lives. Instead, it invites us to pursue our goals from a place of peace rather than from a place of lack. When we are content, we can still aspire to grow and achieve, but we are no longer driven by a sense of insufficiency or neediness. Instead, our actions are motivated by wisdom, compassion, and a genuine desire to contribute to the well-being of ourselves and others. This inner contentment also opens the door to generosity, one of the cornerstones of true prosperity. When we feel that we have enough, we are more inclined to share our wealth, whether it's material wealth, time, or kindness, with those around us. Generosity, in turn, deepens our sense of connection to others and reinforces the understanding that true wealth lies not in how much we possess, but in how much we give. Imagine a life where you are no longer consumed by the fear of not having enough or the anxiety of keeping up with others. How freeing it would be to know that you are already rich, not because of the size of your bank account, but because of the peace, joy, and contentment that live within your heart. So how do we bring more contentment into our daily lives? We start by practicing gratitude. Each day, take a moment to reflect on the things you are grateful for, whether it's the support of loved ones, the beauty of a sunrise, or simply the breath in your lungs. Gratitude shifts our focus away from what is lacking and helps us see the abundance that is already present. Over time, this practice of appreciation creates a sense of contentment that is independent of external circumstances. Another important practice is to simplify our lives. By letting go of unnecessary desires and focusing on what truly matters, we create more space for contentment to grow. The Buddha encouraged his followers to live simply, not as an act of deprivation, but as a way to cultivate inner wealth. When we stop chasing after more and start appreciating what we already have, we find that our needs are far fewer than we might have thought. In conclusion, contentment is the foundation of true prosperity. It is a state of mind that allows us to find peace and joy in the present moment, regardless of our external circumstances. When we learn to be content, we free ourselves from the endless pursuit of more and open ourselves to the true riches of life: peace, love, and wisdom. As we walk this path, we come to realize that we are already wealthy beyond measure, simply because we are alive, aware, and capable of experiencing the beauty of the present moment. In the end, as the Buddha taught, health is the greatest gift, contentment the greatest wealth, faithfulness the best relationship. Let these words remind us that the true treasures of life are not found in material possessions, but in the contentment and peace we cultivate within. Thank you for staying with me through this deep exploration of Nostradamus's fascinating predictions and how they may shape the fortunes of certain zodiac signs in 2024. Whether you're a Leo, Scorpio, Aries, Taurus, or simply curious about how cosmic forces influence our lives, I hope this video has offered valuable insights into how wealth, power, and success might align with the stars in the coming year. But remember, these predictions are not just about financial gain or external power. They remind us that true prosperity lies in understanding ourselves, using our strengths wisely, and being open to the opportunities the universe presents. As we move forward, let's not just focus on material wealth, but also cultivate inner wisdom, resilience, and compassion, qualities that lead to a life of true fulfillment. If you enjoyed this video and want to continue this journey of wisdom with me, I invite you to like, share, and subscribe to The Journey of Wisdom. Your support helps us grow and allows us to keep bringing you these fascinating insights. And don't forget to turn on the notification bell so you won't miss any of our future videos. There's so much more to explore. I truly value your thoughts, so if today's topic resonated with you, or if you have any suggestions, feel free to drop a comment below. Let's continue this conversation and learn from each other as we navigate the path of wisdom together. Thank you for being part of this community, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.